Hey, once again, how are you? Welcome to my blog, and this time we're going to continue our seventh lesson, video lesson regarding MERN, and this time we will going to be working on our crude implementation, which is creating, um, reading, update, and delete from our database. But perhaps, of course, since we have mentioned already the database, we will need also to acquire a MERN connectivity, particularly in letter M, which is our MongoDB. So perhaps the MongoDB credential should be done first by going to our um, link over here. They can see a mongodb.com, and you could try this one for free and then just sign it up. Right, so since I have already an account here, so let me just sign in my account, and later we're going to be working with a free cluster, and then this cluster going to be connected to our Node.js. Okay, so we are having a MongoDB version 8.0, and once that you're in, of course, at first you will be seeing an empty cluster, and you're asked to create, of course, a cluster, and that would be providing to you as a free, and that services will giving you also just a spare amount of storage. Of course, you could also create all your collection over there. So in my case, I have already created a free cluster, and that is the student app. And as you can see that if you want to see my configuration, of course this cluster is, once again, it's a free one. Of course, we are not allowed to create a multiple free cluster over here, so it's the ones that you have created, you could have only one cluster, right? So this is the one I had, so the free cluster. Of course, it comes with um, storage of 512 megabytes, shared one, shared a virtual central processing unit. Of course, this is just for the learning stage of exploring MongoDB in the cloud environment, and this is going to be free forever. Otherwise, if you want to go with the minimum upgrade, you have this M2 and M10. Okay, so additional configuration over here is probably about seeing this specification that our cloud provider is somewhere in the AWS Bahrain South, and it's a tier cluster, and of course these are the tier MO sandbox. So you have a shared one, shared 512, and a virtual CPU, and of course there is kind of maximum connections and low network performance. Of course, this is, since this is just only for testing purposes, 100 maximum databases, but still it's quite a few though. It's quite a big one though, right? An additional setting for backup, and of course some tags for your applications, right? So this time, of course, we're gonna be working once again from our previous project, which is we have completed the front end, right? Let's say cd client, right, and npm start, and of course we have already completed the the use states here using uh, router DOM, and of course only we need to work with is to work with the back end using Node.js. Alright, so this is our previous activity. What we're going to do, at least we're going to connect this one to our database. using MongoDB, and we'll just run a server at the back end of using our Node.js. So we're going to be working with several tasks to just to implement this video tutorial 7. And suppose we have done already the login, signing up with our account, and this time we're going to be working with the server-side development. Alright, so going back to our Visual Code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a minute. I'm going to create a new folder, and that folder will going to be a server, right? So this server, right, by the way, we could have a split screen, but anyhow, it's not important yet to run our front end, so that would be in the client folder. So we could just have a split terminal. So I'm going to my let me just close this one though and open the terminal again. Right, so there you go. So all you have to do, of course, since we're now working with the servers, we have to go inside the server folder, right? So basically, first thing we need to do is we have to run an initialization. So yeah, we have already Node.js from our machine, and the only thing what we need to work with, since this is an empty folder, we need to have to run the package of node module or management, which is initialization init, by answering them all with y-y. So once what we have done this one, you will notice that there will be a package that JSON will gonna be appearing on our server folder, right? So I have all answered yes, and basically you will see that the name of the server is mentioned, the version here, and of course this one is other description for our JSON package for our server. So this time what we're gonna do is we're going to install also some dependency using npm install nodemon. Okay, perhaps this nodemon course is basically important as well, because typically every changes that we have made in our node, particularly in the server, it's not updating with the nodemon. Later on, this course will be also be imported from one of our index.js, right? So once that we have this one, you will see a node module over there, right? So that all the local library for our node module will be available from our server, and of course the package lac.json was been added over there. So once that is installed, you will be seeing all of these in your server folder. And of course, for the first time, we're going to be creating a new folder, a new file. Let's name this file as index.js, right? And what we're going to do is, of course, we're going to make an app. Okay, but before that one, of course, we have to import our express. Of course, express is we're gonna be our middleware that we're gonna be working from our node, but it seems that it's not coming at the moment. So what will I do is I need to npm install express. So let's see if it needs to be updated as well. All right, okay, so there you go. So let us now continue our index.js, and this index.js we're going to be using import express. Okay, it seems that it's not coming, but let me just complete it from from express. From express. Okay, so there you go. So for now we'll just make an app a constant, right? It's constant app for this one, and we'll just name it as app, so which is equals to our express function, right? Right, so this app will going to be our first function that we're going to be working with the prop of listen. We will going to listen somewhere in um, somewhere there in our, probably in port 3000. Okay, but we need to write some parameters over here. Maybe we could just write it with arrow function 3001, right, comma, and we'll not be using passing parameter here, but perhaps we'll just make an arrow function, right, an arrow function over here equals to, right, our curly brackets. Okay, so let's continue this one, and we'll just display a console. Okay, console.log, just to see whether it's showing in our command line that you are now connected, right? So let's see that one, and let's save this one now, right? So perhaps we just only created our first index.js. We're writing straight from our node, and of course I will not be running at the moment, but we need to do some modification in our JSON package. And since the server is here, we have the index.js. We need to add a module, which is, this is a type, and we'll just add on a module, right, with the comma over here. So let's save this one. So this perhaps will be also be included later as one of our initialization when we are now running our Node.js. Right, once that we have it, we can run it right now here. I can now run from the terminal, as long as you're on the same folder, node index.js. Right, so you can see literally now that our server is connected, right? But perhaps, of course, we'll still be needing some functionality that dependency that needs to be installed in our node package, which is the, right, let me just redo this one once again. Install node mon. Why? Because this by using a node mon, basically we are explicitly restarting the server every time changes had been done. It's just like a commit. Without doing a commit, of course, it won't not be refreshed. So with the use of node mod, that will not be needed. Right, so continue on the part of the, after the installation, we'll come back to the JSON script here, right? When JSON script added now the node mod, we will be having now like a start here. Probably I will come up with a script test, and I will insert over here. I can now insert a comma here that I will start function, just like a function as well, so that it will execute the node mon index.js. Right, so I don't need to put the comma there. Right, so there, I will save it. So for that reason now, we don't need to execute the node.index.js, but perhaps now I can work this as an npm start, and you will see now the difference of this node mon version is been executing. So in our background now, you can see that you are now connected. Right, so far this is only the requirement that we might be needing, only just to run our server-side development using Node.js and Express. And to the next lesson, we will going to work now with the connecting into our MongoDB. So bye bye for now.